last thing I'm going to talk about. Whichever way you want, I think it works. I think for the purposes of this exercise, I wouldn't do massing. It's a little bit more tedious. So, what you can do is create curtain from a wall, right? So instead of selecting a solid wall in the properties menu, scroll all the way down, and the last options that you have here are curtain walls. So storefront is probably not what you want. Exterior glazing, maybe. Curtain wall is the best one because it gives you the ability to set grids, etc., etc., etc. So I'm going to pick the edge of this. I'm just going to drag it along the edge. Alright, let's see what I did. Let's go to the third floor, or actually view, 3D. Alright, so I've created this curtain here. Now the model is cut off, so I'm going to have to push this back a little bit. Nope, not the floor. Definitely want to make sure that you're not cropping. And now that I have the curtain wall selected, let's see if I can tap it until I have it. You can edit the curtain wall. You can define what type of mullions you want. It's an exterior curtain wall. Curtain panels, you can define specific curtain panels. Maybe it's glazing, so it's solid glazed panel. Joint condition, it's probably vertical and horizontal. So border and horizontal should be both actually. Vertical. Mullions, I'm going to pick the skinniest one there is, so 1x25. Horizontal, same thing, 1x25. And I'll make the border just a little bit thicker, maybe 2x5. It's like a pick and drop kind of a thing. It's easier to sort of model. Let's see. Fixed number. Adjust mullion size. Horizontal. Fixed number. So in this case, probably don't want that. That looks horrible. So these horizontal lines will probably need to be taken out. So edit and go to horizontal mullions. I probably don't want any interior horizontal mullions. None. Delete mullions. Alright. Same thing with the panels. So actually I should go back. Horizontal grid. Sorry. No grid on the horizontal. So take that out. Delete grid lines. But we're going to keep the vertical ones. Okay? And then once you have one curtain wall on one floor, there's no reason to recreate this. I would probably just select all of the 4 curtain walls. Melt filter. Check none. And all you need to select is curtain wall grids. Panels are actually the fixed glazed panels inside. They're hosted by that curtain wall, so you don't need to select that. Same thing with mullions. They're hosted by this. So both two panels and mullions are hosted by grids. So I'm just going to select the grid. Copy that. Paste. Selected levels. Actually, before I copy, what should I do? What would be a good idea to duplicate? Kind of, but maybe what you should do before that. This little guy. Right. Typical curtain wall. Whoops. Finish. I don't know what I did. Cancel. Let's do it again. I screwed up something there. I'm gonna unpin everything here. Then go to selection again. Select my grids. Actually, shouldn't I have curtain wall system? There should be a system here, not a grid. So I'm going to select all instances visible in view and group it. Typical curtain wall. Unhide. Select that group. It says now typical curtain wall, and I can copy it. It also tells you the level that it's on. You can offset it, so if you screwed up, it's in the wrong location. You can also minus 5 feet. You can quickly offset it from any view. Probably don't want that. Copy, paste, align to levels 4, 5, and 6. And your skin is almost done. Alright? So, I'm gonna have a video covering a little bit sort of more of what we did, what I did, what I was talking about, just you know, some of the like partitions. I know you guys are craving to learn the basics, so I'll talk through the partitions and the layouts and the column enclosures and the columns and the beams. Yeah, and I think there's a general, I don't know, you guys tell me, is there a general Blackboard for 232 combination classes? Right. I have access to both classes, and I'm posting this stuff on Blackboard, and apparently I was told that all of you have access to that. Alright? I don't know how that works. Pardon me? I can't hear you. Oh, the mullions themselves? You could create a corner mullion if you want. Like in this case. This is one curtain wall. And this is another curtain wall. And they actually are mirrored completely. You can specify a cornered mullion if you want. So if you like go to select curtain wall, edit type, and I believe there's a corner border type 2. Let's select 2x5. Well, let's do a quad corner 5x5. There is none here. Joint condition, border with vertical grids. Let's try continuous. So it puts up a mullion, a 5 by 5 mullion if you want, specify that. And you can change this mullion. You can go to you select any curtain. I selected both curtains, but you can, they're both identical. It's the same family, right? So if I hit edit type and that corner is not what I want, it's not 5 by 5. It's actually very skinny, or something else, maybe too circular. Oh, what the hell? Just go with circles. Hit apply, hit OK. Obviously that's not what you want, but there is other ways to create curtain walls, and that is through massing. I haven't showed that. It's a little more complicated. You can go. This is like a really rough and dumbed down way. You can create a in place mass. Hit OK. Just pretend that's the building. Create form, solid face, close. Finish mass. So this is what's called just a conceptual mass, and you can develop a curtain out of this whole thing. So instead of doing it floor by floor, or actually selecting like one curtain panel, for instance, you can also change the height on one panel. So instead of from level 4 to whatever level, you can change that with this system. So you don't have to do what I did, that you have floor by floor by floor. You can actually have it run all the way from the base to the top. But if that's the case, then it's better to use the whole massing system, where you go to home, curtain system, you pick the face you want, and you pick the curtain system that you want, which is again the system that you've applied there, but it's singular, and create system. And so it automatically puts out not only the panels, but the mullions that could be there. So I can just select all the grids, for instance. Actually, for the mullions, you can just go to home, mullions, all grid lines. I'm going to create this kind of mullion here, and automatically creates it for you. So that's on the scale of like a tower, if you're building a tower. But if in your case, in your project, I would recommend that you do what I did here, is actually you build a wall and you change it to a curtain wall. All right. Oh, interior partition walls. So in general, let's say go to the top, the 6th floor. Sorry, I misunderstood what you were saying. I apologize. Right. So I think in this case, what would end up happening is that you want this partition to meet the face of the curtain, but you also want the mullion to be here, or you work the other way around. I think your partitions are fixed, so you probably want the mullions, but typically you have a mullions defined already. To add a mullion, you just go to grid, home, curtain grid, and you can just add a grid here, and it's going to add automatically a mullion. Because normally they wouldn't put the partition and like shove it right up against this. Okay? Right. Okay, I'm sorry, I have to, my class already started. I have a class here at 12:30. I'm sorry to cut you off short, but can you guys stay after 3? Is that okay? You guys want to stay? The Revit people, if you guys want to stay after 3, I'm here till 5 o'clock. Wherever they lab close. Unfortunately, I have a class which started 3 minutes ago, so I need to bump you out. Sorry. If there's computers that my students can use, then that's fine. Oh, sorry. Just select, you unhide it. So you go to this little bubble here and you unhide it.